You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts,
Coach Mayor,
Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
I wondered what you were going. Ooh.
Good work, Cliff.
I didn't know.
Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. I'm Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. We got a special guest.
That intro, you should know who it is.
Yeah. If only he could have heard it, he would have known he's here.
If this was an actual real podcast, I maybe would have had headphones and could hear it. Hello, it's Jared. I'm Jared. I'm here.
You're lucky you got a microphone. Coach Mayor is here. My brother, Jared Lowe.
Yay. Special guest. What a way to start the year.
It's the beginning of the year, so as tradition goes, what do we do?
Well, we might have some new listeners. Thanks to Clutch MOV.
Shout out.
And that we are knee-deep in a contest right now that we don't quite know the rules to. But a local, it's a website and it's a magazine, Clutch MOV, that Facebook page. Check them out. They're doing Best of the Mid-Ohio Valley. They're having a bunch of voting and things going on. So I'm not sure. I think we've been nominated. I don't know that the votes have begun quite yet.
Yeah, the voting hasn't begun yet. I think we all saw the post, and for all these different 50 categories of local best of, and then we all assumed, hey, you click on the category you want and you just comment on Facebook whatever your vote is. And after like a whole day of that, I went back and read the rules, and I'm like, yeah, that's not how this works.
So it was just to get nominations.
Yeah, they were collecting
later.
nominations, and then they're going to post the actual vote on their website. So everybody has to go and click on the website and pick
So
us.
we still may not have made the cut. But if anyone who commented on the Facebook page with us, that's awesome. Thank you for giving your vote to us. And if you just heard about us and thought, whoa, there's another local podcast around other than the two we've heard of, cool, welcome.
Yeah, the main thing is all these things that are getting mentioned
Right.
expose people to some stuff in our area.
Yeah.
So enjoy it all. I hope you listen to all of it.
So yeah, if you're a new listener, we've got a couple years worth of archives here, and this is an annual show we do every year, which is what annual means. It is what?
Good job.
We explain things.
It's
on
super.
this
This is super professional.
This is the vocabulary podcast.
That's right.
Now we talk about pop culture, and one of our favorite kinds of pop culture are movies. And so at the beginning of the year, we go over what movies are on the slate to come out this coming year, and we kind of decide what we're looking forward to and what sounds like a bunch of hooey.
Do we have an official name for it? Like
It's I'll make one up right now.
2019
The new
Movie
year,
preview.
New Year.
movie preview. Oh, that's
We'll
pretty
workshop
on the
that.
nose.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Last year. So anyway, as we go through here, we're going to, at the end, we'll each submit what we think our most anticipated movie is, and then what we think our favorite movie will be of the year.
Right.
And they might be the same, they might be different. I'll go over what we had. My most anticipated movie was Avengers: Infinity War. I, of course, was looking forward to that forever as a comic book fan. And the one I said might be my favorite was First Man, Damien Chazelle directed movie about Neil Armstrong, which, because I liked his movies so far. Cliff, your most anticipated movie was Solo,
Wow.
a Star Wars story. And your favorite was going to be Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. That's
2.
pretty close.
Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Pretty close.
Jordan, do you know you remember what yours were?
It had to be Avengers.
Yeah, both answers were Avengers. You're like, I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be my favorite.
And even if it's not, I'll still say it was.
And Jared wasn't here, so we never got to hear yours.
No one cared what I thought.
Yeah. So we're going to... Jordan, you also said you would see 8 movies this year.
8.
That was pretty close.
Yeah. So anyway, we're just gonna get into it, fly through this list. If I'm giving these guys leeway, if I start reading a description and you're not interested, then just give me the gong.
Oh, we should have like sound
bypass it.
effects.
Yeah, I can add those
Sound
later.
effects?
We'll have our
we
sound
should
guy add
have,
those
For like
later.
movies?
Just one gong. We need.
Yeah, we need a gong sound
Oh,
effect.
okay.
Okay.
We'll work on that.
Anyway.
If we reject the very concept of a movie that we hear about,
Right.
we go.
Okay, get us started, Cliff.
Save Martha! Puny God.
I'm just a kid from Brooklyn. I'm Batman.
Kneel before Zod! On the roof! Said it yourself, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So what's it gonna be, huh? Long sullen silence? Or mean comment? Go on.
You got me in a box here.
All right. So we're recording this on
Hope so.
the first. I hope we're recording this.
Did you hit the button?
Yeah, we're starting this on the first movie weekend of the year. This is January 4th. So today,
Happy birthday to the patron Justin
Yeah.
Lowe,
oh my,
who sidebar provide us with this silent mouse.
Yeah, it didn't
we'll
feel...
see.
So let's see if you're at home and you don't hear the crazy mouse clicking you normally hear.
It just didn't feel right. Like, it's too
you need
fancy.
that press, yeah, you need that
Bright-
feedback.
Yeah, this bright red. It's like the Lamborghini of mice over here. And
Purrs like a kitten.
Right, and I've been using the Volkswagen all these years.
They're meese. So today we got Escape Room with Deborah Ann Woll, who was in True Blood and Daredevil on Netflix, and played what's her name? What's the
On Daredevil?
yeah
Karen?
yeah
Karen.
and Taylor Russell, who played Judy Robinson on the Lost in Space Netflix series. Six strangers find themselves in circumstances beyond their control and must use their wits to survive. It's some sort of escape room that, you know.
I saw a commercial for this, and my first thought was, looks kind of like Cube.
Yes, it was very cube-ish. And I heard it is actually better than you think it is until the end. And then it's not so great. Next week, January 11th, we have A Dog's Way Home. I saw this trailer. I think
Oh, I did too.
there's several dog movies though this year. But I think this is the one I saw before Spider-Verse, and they showed you the entire movie.
Yeah, they showed it before Aquaman when I took the nephews. And even the 12-year-old said, well, I guess I don't need to see it.
Right.
Like he was savvy enough to...
Guys, the dog makes its way home.
I made a similar comment because we saw it before Aquaman 2, and they showed the entire movie, like the ending.
Yeah.
As a puppy, as
Yeah.
he grows. As
I'm
he
pretty
lives.
sure there were credits.
It's got
I think you just watched a short film and didn't realize it, maybe. I don't know.
Bryce Dallas Howard and Ashley Judd and other people's. Then we got also a movie called Replicas coming out with Keanu Reeves, Alice Eve, Thomas Middleditch. Neuroscientist William Foster is on the verge of successfully transferring human consciousness into a computer when his family is tragically killed in a car crash.
That's a bad sign. This movie's a week. This is a bad start to the podcast.
You've not even heard of it.
It's a week away from this movie, and I have no idea what it is. So when we get to the ones in November, I'm
It
going
says
to
he has to make a Sophie's Choice. You were talking about
Say
Sophie's
what?
Choice recently. It turns out he can only bring 3 of his 4 family members back to life. Oh, that was something.
If I got to be a robot, just leave me dead.
Okay, then us 3 get to live on.
Choice easy.
The next one is The Upside with Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart. Comedic look at the relationship between a wealthy man with quadriplegia and an unemployed man with a criminal record who's hired to help him. This is a remake of a movie that I saw, I think it was French, called The Intouchables. Did you see that?
No. But I saw a commercial for this one the other day for the first time, and it looked like a typical kind of Kevin Hart comedy, but maybe with a little more drama than some of his other ones.
The Intouchables is like in IMDb's top 100. I don't know necessarily why. I saw it and it was fine.
This was also on our list last year, so it must have been delayed.
Got pushed
coming
a little.
out.
There's a few around this time of year get pushed. Okay, we're finally getting to some meat on the bone as far as our listenership. Here's something coming up January 18th. Security guard David Dunn uses his supernatural abilities to track Kevin Wendell Crumb, a disturbed man who has 24 personalities. Glass, the sequel to the sequel of Unbreakable by M. Night Shyamalan. We got Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Sarah Paulson. I don't know that the trailers are blowing me away, but I'm excited as heck to see this.
You've been excited for this for a long time, and I wondered if it's still at that peak or not.
I have heard that the trailers haven't blown me away, and I've avoided the last one that came out, but I heard that he's got something up his sleeve, and it's not as obvious as it looks in the trailer. So that's what I want. It's twists from my M. Night Shyamalan.
And now, in a brand new year, let's check in on Cliff to see if he's seen Unbreakable yet.
Nope.
Still.
Oh my gosh.
Nope.
Well, I'm bad.
That is, get that drop. That's what we're used whenever we don't like a movie.
Nope.
I'm a big fan of Unbreakable, but I'm bad because I've still never seen Split. So I'm a movie behind here.
Right. Yeah, spoiler there, anyone out there. Split is kind of a hidden sequel to Unbreakable, but if you haven't seen it by now, it's your...
Well, I know that by now.
Most people know
when
that.
it first came out, I remember Jordan was like, have you seen that? Have you heard anything? And I was like, no. He's like, don't read anything about it. Like, he was trying to protect me as a good big brother, to protect me from the spoilers. And I honestly didn't know it until probably like 6 months ago or something. I finally saw something that was like, oh, wait, really? So
I love Unbreakable as well, but I'm not hyped for this movie. I'm not sure what it is.
I'm not all here for the Shyamalan verse or whatever.
It's all gravy as far as I'm concerned. Like, Unbreakable, this can't ruin Unbreakable for me, no matter what they do. So I am excited in that regard. It's that or A Dog's Way Home. Okay, January 25th, The Kid Who Would Be King. I didn't hear a nope, so I'll go on. Old school magic meets the modern world in this epic adventure. Alex thinks he's just another nobody until he stumbles upon the mythical sword and stone, Excalibur, and so on. Yeah, I'm not too excited. It does have people in it.
How many times are they going to remake that movie?
Once it became, what do they call it, free reign to open license, you can do the story, they're going to do it.
But we've had, how many bombs in a row now have we had with King Arthur, Robin Hood, all these historical epics?
Every year.
They keep
no
going
audience
back.
for it. It's been done to death.
Keep trying. Right. Then we have Serenity, not the. No, not.
I saw that listed, and that movie's not that old that you can just make another movie called Serenity.
Well, apparently you can. The mysterious past of a fishing boat captain comes back to haunt him when his ex-wife tracks him down with a desperate plea for help, ensnaring his life in a new reality that may not be all that it seems, with Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jason Clarke, and Diane Lane. I like the cast.
Yeah, I like all those.
It's some sort of thriller, so I don't know whether I'm a little leery that it got pushed to January instead of it was supposed to be at the end of the year, so it's probably fine.
McConaughey, Hathaway, and Serenity.
Okay, there you go. Why are you not doing all the marketing for them? That's not in the trailer at all. Okay, and in limited release, King of Thieves with Charlie Cox and Michael Caine. I don't know nothing about that. February, guys, we made it through the first month. Is that a good pace for you?
I like it.
Yeah,
Keep it rolling.
February 1st, Jacob's Ladder remake, which actually, since I made this list, I heard it got pushed. I don't know who's in it, but you remember Jacob's Ladder with Tim Robbins?
I've never seen it, but I know
I haven't either.
Of it.
So, well known. Arctic is coming out with Mads Mikkelsen. A man, I saw this trailer yesterday and thought it didn't look too bad. A man stranded in the Arctic after an airplane crash must decide whether to remain in the relative safety of his makeshift camp or embark on a deadly trek through the unknown in hopes of making it out alive. I like Mads Mikkelsen.
That sounds up my alley.
Yeah, it looks.
Wait, what was? I'm gonna write that down. What was
Arctic. February 1st. Okay, then we have Miss Bala. I saw a preview for this a few months ago. Gina Rodriguez, Anthony Mackie. Gloria finds a power she never knew she had when she's drawn into a dangerous world of cross-border crime. Surviving will require all of her cunning, inventiveness, and strength, based on a Spanish language film. It didn't look anything great. Now we have another movie coming out very similar to Arctic.
Antarctic?
No, that would be the opposite. Oh, no, okay. February 8th, 1 week later, I'm going to describe this movie. Cold Pursuit. Quiet family man and hardworking snowplow driver Nels, Liam Neeson, is the lifeblood of a glitzy resort town in the Rocky Mountains.
Sounds amazing.
Because he is the one who keeps the winter roads clear. The town has just awarded him Citizen of the Year, but he has to leave his quiet mountain life when his son is murdered by a powerful drug lord. It's taken 8. With nothing to lose, he's stoked by a drive for vengeance. He becomes a skilled killer as he sets out to dismantle the cartel, igniting a turf war. Oh, I got to keep reading. Between an unpredictable gangster known as Viking and a rival gang boss, Liam Neeson, Emily Rossum, and Laura Dern.
Liam Neeson is Mr. Plow.
Yeah, if he doesn't kill at least one gangster with a snowplow,
that will be guaranteed. Guaranteed. There will be all kinds of fancy snow kills. Then we have
that name again is Mr. Plow. What's the name of the movie?
That's it, Mr. Plow.
It's taken.
That's a better name. That is a better name. Who cares? No. I challenge anyone that goes and sees Cold Pursuit to say, "Give me 2 for Mr. Plow." I'll do it if you will. Then we have the Lego Movie 2: the second part. It's been 5 years since everything was awesome, and the citizens are facing a huge new threat: Lego Duplo. Invaders from outer space, wrecking everything faster than they can rebuild. Margot Robbie, Jonah Hill, Chris Pratt, Will Arnett, etc.
Now they technically said Lego Batman was they call that the sequel to the Lego Movie, but this is yet another.
This is the
sequel.
second part.
This is the part
There's
2.
a colon and everything.
Okay.
So I didn't even know this was coming out this year, so I missed that. And
as a non-Disney animated movie, where's Lego on your list, Cliff?
I don't know. They're all about the same if they're not Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
All Disney's tied for 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
everything else is 7, right? All right, yeah, I'll see it.
Yep.
Then we have a horror movie, The Prodigy. Not a big horror group here, I don't think. A mother concerned about her young son's disturbing behavior or something supernatural, yada yada. Taylor Schilling of Orange is the New Black, isn't it? Then
A horror movie about a creepy kid?
Yeah, what do you know? Okay, then we have What Men Want, instead of the old Mel Gibson, Helen Hunt movie, What Women Want, which I actually like that movie. That's a good nothing movie. This one, though, has Taraji P. Henson and Tracy Morgan, Max Greenfield. Woman is boxed out by the male sports agents in her profession, but gains an unexpected edge over them when she develops the ability to hear men's thoughts.
In this political climate, I think we were ready.
It's
to
about
hear
dang time.
What?
Does anybody want to know what we're thinking? All right.
I believe, was that when I was at a movie rental store, I overheard someone talking about What the Women's Wants. And I thought, so I've never been able to call that movie anything but What the Women's Wants.
Then now we're at the Wednesday before holiday weekend. There we have Valentine's Day.
So there's usually a lot of romantic movies, and there's some antidote to that.
Yes,
so
exactly. You're right. I don't know. I haven't looked here, but yeah, you've got it right. That's usually how they do it. Well, there's always been a Deadpool. There was a Deadpool movie the last couple of years or so. Okay, we have Isn't It Romantic? A young woman disenchanted with love.
Nope.
Mysterious. I'm going to finish just because I know what it is. Mysteriously finds herself trapped inside a romantic comedy. Rebel Wilson, Liam Hemsworth. I watched the preview.
I'm going to unnote his note.
That's what I mean. I went
sounds very meta.
Yeah.
About the.
She keeps in the preview. She keeps about to get it on with Liam Hemsworth, but it's a PG or whatever romantic comedy, so she keeps getting fast forward through the good stuff. So it looked amusing. Looked like a Valentine's Day date movie. Then we have on Valentine's Day. This has been pushed back from last year. Alita: Battle Angel.
Oh, that weird one, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was going to come out months ago.
Yeah, it was supposed to. Yeah, I have no interest in this.
Live action anime adaptation.
Yeah. It's going to change the world, says. Okay. Then we have Fighting with My Family. I just saw this preview. A former wrestler and his family make a living performing at small venues around the country while his kids dream of joining World Wrestling Entertainment with The Rock.
This was on our list last year.
Yeah,
as well.
I remember
this
from last year.
And then I saw a trailer for it, and it looks better.
It wasn't
I believe
what I
it's
thought.
a true story
Yeah.
of one of the female wrestlers and all the stuff she had to overcome.
Right.
And coming from a wrestling family, she was the daughter.
Did I see Nick Frost? Was it?
Yeah, he's like a promoter.
I think I saw it. It looked very much sanctioned by WWE or whatever, like kind of a big
proper logo
commercial. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a biopic. A good feel-good sports story.
Yep. Then we have Happy Death Day to You. That's a give it. I'm going to give that a nope.
But it's spelled like Prince would. Like it's
to you. It's a sequel.
So give it credit.
Oh, yeah.
For using numbers.
February 22nd, Friday. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. Hiccup's back, guys. Creating a peaceful dragon utopia, Toothless's discovery of an untamed, elusive mate draws the Night Fury away. When danger mounts at home and Hiccup's reign as village chief is tested, both dragon and rider must make impossible decisions. Another Sophie's choice, maybe, to save their kind. I like How to Train Your Dragon movies.
My boys like those. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, they seem to like the sequel, the number 2, because this is 3, right? So number 2 came out, and it was a little darker than the first one, and this one too kind of looks pretty they're pretty mature as far as those kind of DreamWorks esque kids movies go.
Right.
So as the kids grow a little older, there's a lot of good action, and yeah, they're fine. I don't love them, but
okay, I'm gonna executively skip the next one on here. I don't think we care about. And that one. We're in March, guys. Okay,
right.
Flying through 2019.
Yeah, we got. I'm proud to say I've never seen any of these movies. March 1st, A Medea Family Funeral. Anybody big Medea fans?
I've never
Nope.
seen. No.
The reunion becomes a hilarious nightmare. So let's go on. March 8th. That's all that comes out because everybody wants to see that. March 8th. Carol Danvers becomes one of the universe's most powerful heroes when Earth is caught in the middle of a galactic war between 2 alien races. Captain Marvel is the next Marvel movie coming out. Pretty excited about that. Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson. What do you guys think about that?
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I'm psyched. Yeah. I was a little worried. I think I didn't want this movie to be kind of overshadowed by the movies sandwiching it. Because we all know how Infinity War ends, right? So the whole thing was everyone's excited about Captain Marvel now. And I didn't want it to kind of maybe to be too much about Infinity War, or to have the other movies kind of overshadow her own origin story kind of thing. But watching the trailers, I think I avoided the second trailer that came out because I didn't want to see too much. But from what I've seen on the trailers, it's it's very much its own kind of contained story. There's scrolls, which I'm totally psyched about.
Oh yeah.
So I think it looks just from the trailers, there's going to be enough there that it will hopefully stand on its own and be its own thing, and not necessarily.
Yeah.
Obviously the ending will tie.
Get more of those
Infinity
female
War,
heroes in there. That's awesome. I'm hoping it's as good as Wonder Woman was.
But that's true that if you're sitting there for 2 hours thinking about Infinity War, that's not a good movie. Like,
Right.
yeah, I want to be sucked up into this and thinking about this plot.
Well,
and
and I
not
think that's
worried about where it's going to go.
And that's probably if you think about it, setting it in the 90s was, that's the best move to make. Because if you just do it as present day, then you're thinking, wait, has she already got the beeper? That's all you're thinking about. So yeah, setting the movie in the 90s was probably a brilliant
and it's
move.
going to allow for some, I'm sure there'll be some references and
Oh, yeah.
cameos and Easter eggs and fun stuff.
Yeah,
From that long ago, faraway time known as the 1990s.
yeah, I've heard of it. Okay, March 15th. We have a genre movie. Jordan Peele is coming out with this next movie called Us. He did Get Out a couple years ago. It was a big hit. A mother and father take their kids to their beach house expecting to enjoy time with their friends. But their serenity turns to tension and chaos when some visitors arrive uninvited. Lupita Nyong'o and others.
Mm-hmm. This is rumored to be in the same universe, right?
Oh, I've
seen that
not heard
several
anything about.
times, yeah.
Okay, I haven't heard anything about that.
He
I
may
saw
be-
a preview. I felt like I wish I hadn't watched the preview because it seemed to show a lot of plot. But
I'm thinking there has to be more to it.
I guarantee
if
it,
he
yeah.
showed that much,
Right.
that's probably within the first half hour, and there's
Yeah.
some other
I totally
progression.
agree. I totally agree. So I have faith in him. He did such a good job with Get Out that I hope he just becomes the new John Carpenter. Wouldn't that, he killed it with that. This looks good. Just keep going. March 22nd. I'm skipping it. I even have here who cares written down. Okay. Then we have Greyhound. A Navy officer commands the Greyhound during World War II. Tom Hanks and Elizabeth Shue. And he plays this officer.
Boat?
Yes.
That's a bus.
Navy officer. Yes.
Definitely a bus.
This bus is making 3 stops before we get to Berlin.
I had not heard anything about this. I don't know. I assume we'll start seeing a bunch of previews.
It's not like Spielberg or anything like that. I don't think so. I haven't heard anything.
I don't think so. Okay, then we have Where'd You Go, Bernadette? I just saw this preview. Kate Blanchett. I don't know whether it's based on a book or something, but anxiety-ridden mother disappears.
I saw that.
Okay,
And that preview.
Yeah, 15-year-old B does everything she can do to track down her mother, I believe. It looked whatever. Then we have The Beach Bum in limited release, but I had to read it. A rebellious stoner named Moondog, Matthew McConaughey, lives life by his own rules.
If ever there was a role,
It's got Snoop Dogg in it
for Matthew McConaughey.
I know, it just seemed
Moondog.
a little on the nose. A little on the moon. Okay, March 29th. Captive State. This was also on last year's list preview we did. Chicago neighborhood nearly a decade after an occupation by an extraterrestrial force explores the lives on both sides of the conflict with John Goodman. Must be great. Then we have Dumbo, Tim Burton movie.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not excited about this.
It's Disney.
I know, but the fake live action ones are, I don't know.
How many are there this year of the?
We've got. Well, we'll find out.
We'll get
but
there,
there's
but
another-
this
Dumbo,
is number
Aladdin,
one.
Yeah.
For the most part, I feel like a lot of the live action stuff that Disney's doing is like, I don't know, it just seems very transparent. Like, this will make millions of dollars.
Right.
We put very little effort into it because we've already made this movie. So I'm not, but I will say, like, watching the Dumbo trailer, I was kind of like, for some reason that one kind of looked like, maybe it's because it's Tim Burton more than just kind of a studio thing that they're doing. It looked somewhat. And the other thing too is the original Dumbo isn't it like an hour long?
It's not very long.
Yeah, it's like an hour long.
That was going to be my point.
And and 15 minutes of it is the pink, the drunken thing. So it's like there's not much there. There's very little kind of substance to the original movie.
They've had to add a lot to this.
Cliff, don't invite a low to the podcast if you don't want scooped on the Disney.
I'm no Justin. I know a little bit, but. So it's like, and it's, Danny DeVito and Michael Keaton and some very interesting actors seeming in, cool roles. So I don't know. I mean, it could be nothing, or it could maybe they took it in an interesting direction.
My wife really likes the live action adaptations because she feels like she looks at it as Disney remake. You know, we had the animated when we were young that we watched, and then now that we're grown up, we watched the grown up version. And I don't know. I'll stick to the animated. It's
and that's
fine.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but another one that's coming out, I think it's Aladdin that we'll probably talk about later. It's like, to me, that one just yeah. Well, it's like, I don't know, like every kid has seen Aladdin, so like what? But I feel like Dumbo is 100 years old. Like there's probably kids who've never really seen Dumbo and don't know what Dumbo is. So maybe, hey, we're gonna redo this movie and make it interesting. So that at least makes sense. To remake Aladdin doesn't make sense to me.
Just like the Lion King's another one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Too soon.
But yeah, I don't see Tim Burton just cashing a check and he would want to put his stamp on it.
Oh yeah, you guys have seen the Alice movies, right? That he did a few years ago.
Nope.
But I have more faith in the fact of him doing it than in Nobody, than just like he said, being a studio film. April, The Best of Enemies, April 5th. Civil rights activist Ann Atwater faces off against C.P. Ellis. Exalted Cyclops. What a title. I thought Grand Poobah was great. But, of the Ku Klux Klan in 1971, Durham, North Carolina, over the issue of school integration. Sam Rockwell and Taraji P. Henson again. Preview was pretty good. I have...
Good actors. Good
yeah. Which, this true story, I'm sure... Did you guys see there was a movie Green Book came out this past year with Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali, and I'm a little sketched by these movies where it's if the racist and the black person could just get along and be friends, just equivocating the fact of some terrible hateful person and there's on one side, and then there's another person who's just a person, and they're just equalizing them like they're both doing the same amount of wrong things. No, one person's not doing anything wrong. So
it definitely simplifies the problems. Of
I agree everybody should get along, but that's ridiculous. Okay. So I don't know, it might be good. I like Sam Rockwell on her. Pet Sematary.
This trailer also played before Aquaman. Completely inappropriate for the people that were in the theater.
Scared the heck out of.
That's a moody, creepy trailer.
When that semi runs by the beginning of the thing, is so loud. It's on purpose. They're trying to scare the heck out of you. But if you've ever read Pet Sematary or saw it's the only original movie I ever saw from the front row. Like the week before my junior prom.
Does it hold up? Do people still like that movie?
I don't. Yeah, I think so. I think it's a cult classic. It's got. I don't remember the guy's name, Herman Munster, in it. But yeah, it's got some stuff. But this, remake.
It's like It or something is really dated and could stand to be remade. But I don't know. I don't know where people stand on Pet Sematary.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's always revered as one of the top King adaptations, so I don't know if people want it to be mucked with.
And if you don't know what Pet Sematary is, there's a cemetery and they bury their animal and it comes back mean. So
sometimes dead is better.
Yeah. John Lithgow gets to say that this time.
Nice.
Shazam!
Billy Batson, I choose you as champion.
Hello?
Say my name so my powers may flow through you.
But I don't know your name, sir.
Shazam.
Wait, for real?
Say okay!
Shazam?
This means Billy!
What is happening?
You're the only person I know that knows anything about this Cape Crusader stuff.
Can I?
Oh, yeah. That's crazy, right?
What are your superpowers?
Superpowers, dude? I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
AM to the PM, PM to the AM.
You have super strength.
PM, you just got.
Can you fly?
If I quit your PM, I still rock Mercedes. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
You okay? Why aren't you talking?
Be on mode. Sit down.
I don't think that's gonna buff out.
Your phone's charged. Your phone's charged.
The hell?
You're like a bad guy, right?
Gentlemen!
You have bullet immunity!
I'm bulletproof.
You're dead.
Sorry about your window, but you're welcome for not getting robbed. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
Seen this preview a few times.
Yeah.
Streetwise 14-year-old foster kid Billy Batson could turn into the adult superhero Shazam. Zachary Levi in the title role with Mark Strong as the baddie.
Yeah, I was already on board with this movie with the teaser and the trailer we've seen so far. But after seeing Aquaman, I'm really on board with this movie. Like, DC seems to really turned the corner on these.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good trailer. It is a fun trailer. And so I hope it's good, man. I hope everything's good. That'd be great. All these are going to be great. April 12th, Friday, Hellboy. More Hellboy. If you know what Hellboy is, it's based on the graphic novels by Mike Mignola. He's caught between the worlds of supernatural and human, battles an ancient sorceress bent on revenge. David Harbour this time as Hellboy and Mila Jovovich. I have never seen a Hellboy movie nor read a Hellboy comic.
I believe it was the very last episode we talked about.
Yeah.
The trailer had just come out, and I'm a big Hellboy fan, but yeah, the trailer didn't impress me. I hope it's good. I hope it was just kind of a weird tone-deaf trailer, but we'll see.
Well, mate, you also, like you said, you have a big history of reading through all the books, the entire run, which may, that skews us a little bit, because I did like the first Hellboy movie, and at that point had no idea who Hellboy was at all, and it was a big hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as this one now, that the general public has a little bit of history with it, I don't know how it's gonna.
Yep, let's wait and see.
Yeah, there's definitely room for a horror or supernatural kind of. He's not a superhero, but he's in that same vein. So there's room for it in today's audience.
All right, we got an animated movie, Missing Link. Mr. Link recruits explorer Sir Lionel Frost to help find his long-lost relatives in the fabled valley of Shangri-La. Along with adventurer Adelina Fortnite, this trio of explorers travel the world to help their new friend, Zach Galifianakis, in the title role.
I think I've seen the trailer.
I've seen a poster.
This is one that I had to get my kids and say, "Oh, check out this trailer," because we're big fans of anything Bigfoot and Sasquatch. Yeah. And this one, I guess it's the same studio that did like that Kubo and the Two Strings. So it's that similar kind of very distinct type of animation. So the animation looks really good. And I think it's Hugh Jackman, I think, does the voice of the main guy, and Zach Galifianakis is kind of the aloof Sasquatch that he finds. And
aloof Sasquatches are the best Sasquatches.
Yeah, they're not all that way.
Yet another all ages Sasquatch entertainment hitting theaters.
Yeah, any of you new listeners, Jordan and Jared work on a comic book called Bluff Creek about Sasquatch family adventures.
SoProComics.com. You can buy it digitally now.
Yeah.
What? Is that website up?
Yep. It's going strong. We'll mail you a physical copy, or you can download a digital.
They're good. I read them. Hey, we got... I'm skipping that one. April 17th. Oh my God. I saw this trailer and I have to talk about it.
That's what we're doing.
This would be one of Gong, but it's just Breakthrough. When he was 14, Smith drowned in Lake St. Louis and was dead for nearly an hour. True story, I'm sure. And I'm not laughing or mocking this. Terrible story.
Yes, you are.
According to reports at the time, CPR was performed 27 minutes to no avail. Then the youth's mother, Joyce Smith, played by Chrissy Metz, if you ever watched This Is Us, she's Kate, I believe. She enters the room, prays loudly. Suddenly there was a pulse, and Smith came around. Yeah, I saw this trailer, and it is the biggest. Whoever prays hard enough wins. and that just makes me ill every time I see it.
It's what like that Kirk Cameron vein of
Yeah,
movies that churches will take buses to.
Yeah, there's a whole genre of that kind of movie, and they do very well.
Oh my gosh.
They make bank.
This will totally pack the theater with all those people. You know, just I mean, hey, you want to go see a feel good story where praying works? I love it. Just go for it. But man, it just bugged the heck out of me. Just because
there's something cynical about it. As much as it is feel good, there's something calculated.
It's like, I'm so glad that when these people prayed, it worked. But it's like to all the other people whose kids died that were praying wrong. It's the wrong message.
Well, the one movie that I think Greg Kinnear or whatever was in about the little kid that wrote the book about going to heaven or whatever, and that was one of those huge movies. And then like a year later, like the dad came out, I was like, "Yeah, I made that all." Like, yeah, they admitted that it was none of it was true, but you know, they waited till the movie was made and they had a bunch of money, I guess.
Okay, moving on. There's another Penguins
best in the movie.
Yeah, we just lost that vote.
Whatever. I think they'll agree with some of what we said. There's another Penguins movie. It seems very like March of the Penguins type thing.
How many Penguin movies do we need?
I don't know.
Happy Feet?
I don't know. So this one's the story of Steve.
Oh, well.
On a quest to find a life partner and start a family. When he meets with Wuzzo, the emperor penguin, they become friends. Nothing comes easy in the icy Antarctic.
Was this animated? A documentary?
No, I don't think so. I think it's like March of the Penguins type thing.
It's shot documentary style, but then they
tell a story with it.
The Penguins are portrayed by Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
Yeah. Oh, it's a home run. Home run right there. They're step penguins. Okay. April 19th, Friday. Skipping it. Okay. And then we have... Okay, we got Under the Silver Lake with Andrew Garfield and Riley Keough. Sam is a disenchanted 33-year-old who discovers a mysterious woman frolicking in his apartment swimming pool. When she vanishes, Sam embarks on a surreal quest across Los Angeles. Whatever. Moving on. Okay.
I think I believe that's the one from the director of It Follows.
Oh, really?
I believe
I'm
so.
listening.
If I'm remembering correctly, because I think it's come out, like it hit some festivals already, and it's
you gonged yourself too soon.
I did. I should have stuck with it. It had Riley
Perhaps
Keough,
he doth gong too much. But I think if I'm correct, it's either love it or hate it. People are like, "Oh, it's a masterpiece of horror," or it's like, "Oh, what a pretentious piece of crap."
I think sound good. Shaves him too.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great, but I like It Follows, so I will probably check this out. And then a little movie comes out on April 26th. Marvel's Avengers: Endgame. In the aftermath of Thanos wiping out half of all life in the universe, spoiler, the remaining Avengers must do what's necessary to undo the Mad Titan's deed.
And we're not too far away from this, and we haven't seen very much at all. So, congrats, Marvel, Disney.
It's just been the one trailer, right? That everybody watched.
Yep.
Do you think there's going to be a backlash if this is the final original Avengers film, like we think it's going to be?
Do I think there's going to be a problem?
Like the general public?
Do you think I think this is the last Marvel movie I'm going to be super excited about? Yeah. That's how I feel. I feel like that is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm going to be less interested. This is it, guys, as far as I'm concerned.
This is Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is
and
from here on out.
The next one is Phantom Universe.
From here on out, I will enjoy them, but it'll never be this. It'll never be the perfectly cast characters I loved.
But what has given you that? Like, they've never made a misstep yet.
Yeah,
what gives you the impression?
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned.
As far as casting and plotting and structure, there's been some bad movies, but
the characters I care about are in this, and like I like Black Panther. I like most of them. Doctor Strange was fine, but a lot of those won't sustain me.
So you don't think there could be another Guardians or Ant-Man that even a character you're not really into?
Totally, this is it. There is another Guardians coming out with a
but
James Gunn
talking
script
of
and stuff. Can they create
something you're not anticipating really wowing you and knocking you over?
I don't feel like at this point.
So like, I think we all probably feel like, they have to like they have to like kill off like Steve Rogers and Thor, like some of these other characters. And like it makes sense to do that. But like, what if in the so say Bucky takes up the shield and they do a Captain America like in the comics, like it's just like the comics. Now you read Captain America, you like Captain America.
I love that story.
Steve dies or whatever, somebody else takes up the shield.
It's not going to be to that level. It won't be an A level to me.
Okay.
Though I don't like Sebastian Stan as much as I don't like his Winter Soldier as much as I like Chris Evans' Captain America.
But that's a very comic book fan thing as well. You know, the comics when you're a kid are the best.
Yeah.
And as they go on, you like them, but they're never quite what they used to be.
Oh, I'm not blaming anybody.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we've had what we've had, but I feel like everything after this is not going to be for me.
But it almost, to me, as well as you almost want that, right? Because if they,
I don't want to just start weakening.
I understand that too, but like if this movie comes out, Avengers Endgame, and it doesn't really end, and it just kind of keeps going, I think it'd be like, oh, okay. But like if they really kind of pull this off, and end that story,
that's
and
what I
into
want.
some of those characters, and really like pull it full circle, and we're just sitting there like, holy crap, they did it. It took 10 years and 47 movies or whatever, and they really told this story and ended it and killed off some of these characters, and it had meaning. And now this next phase, I don't know what it's going to be, but won't you be kind of happy that they did it that way and they told that story?
Yep. I don't care if this is it.
Yeah.
I like other movies too.
Yeah.
I got a lot.
Yeah.
I got 10 years of what I wanted. So I hope it wraps up great. And then if it does, I'll be happy that I'll be okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't envision being disappointed by it. I like it's going to be awesome and they're going to do it. I'm just like I'm so positive about it. I don't know
about this movie.
Yeah, I can't imagine them just stumbling in this. Hit after hit after they've done everything right, and
we
then
have
just
to
stumbling
remember
at the
too
end.
that the Fox deal's almost done, and Kevin Feige's already come out and said, very, very soon they're going to start working on X-Men movies and Fantastic Four and all that stuff too.
Right.
So there's a lot still to touch on.
And it'll be a whole different thing.
I honestly think that's the only thing that would disappoint me is if this movie resets reality somehow and says there's mutants now, or if this movie is used as a tool.
Just for the next movies.
I don't see that happening.
That's probably the only way I would be perturbed by it.
I feel like this is going to wrap it up. I feel like this is all since Iron Man. This has been his story, and it's going to end with him getting married. It's gonna
to Captain America.
Yeah, exactly. It's just going to be like that.
What's that ship name?
And honestly, I just rewatched
Todgers.
I just rewatched Infinity War, and I was kind of looking at who died, throwing the quotes. And I was like, it just seems like an obvious thing to me to think, what if, because the core Avengers are still there. So what if they have to all sacrifice themselves to bring back the others, all the new people, Spider-Man and Black Panther.
That'll make sense.
Okay, so.
But it's also a big enough universe, everyone could survive. Like, good job, team. And then we just don't make any more movies about Iron Man. He could still go on living and be there, but
oh, I could totally see these guys still being a small part in the future.
Like I could see Robert Downey Jr. he'd be the Stan Lee. He's the new Stan Lee. He'll just make cameos, and he'll just show up in all the movies, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, we were doing good. Now we're not. Okay.
Well, this is the tentpole of the year. This is the movie.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now. This next year, it doesn't feel like we're writing down a bunch of movies here, but there's going to be a bunch of movies that we talk about that we don't talk about here because these are the only ones announced. And there's a lot of like artsy movies or really good Oscar movies and things that aren't even on the slate that we don't know about yet. But there are many movies I'm excited about this year, so I'm hyped for 2019. I'm skipping this one. I'm skipping that one because we talked about that stuff. May 10th, Friday, The Hustle. It's a remake of the 1988 comedy Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Oh my goodness.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Rupert. This one's with Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson, so could be good. I like Anne Hathaway. Then we have Pokemon Detective Pikachu. You want to know what the next biggest movie this year, probably the biggest movie this year worldwide, will be?
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon.
Welcome to Rhyme City, a celebration of the harmony between humans and Pokemon.
Tim, your dad was a legend in this precinct. If you were anything like your dad...
I'm not.
I remember. You wanted to be a Pokemon trainer when you were young.
Yeah, that didn't really work out. Someone there? Whoever you are, I know how to use this.
Oh, jeez. Here we go. I know. You can't understand me. But put down the stapler or I will electrocute you.
Did you just talk?
Whoa. Did you just understand me? Oh my God, you can understand me. Stop. I've been so lonely. They try to talk to me all the time. All they hear is Pika Pika.
You can hear him, right?
Pika Pika! Yeah, Pika Pika Pika. He's adorable.
You're adorable. They can't understand me, kid.
Can no one else hear him? I don't need a Pokemon, period.
Then what about a world-class detective? Because if you want to find your pops, I'm your best bet. We're gonna do this, you and me.
In a world where people collect Pokemon to do battle, a boy comes across an intelligent, talking Pikachu who seeks to be a detective. Rhino Reynolds.
Rhino himself.
I will be the first to admit I know nothing about Pokemon. My kids did not do Pokemon things when they were little. Cooper touched on it briefly.
Yeah, my kid loved it.
Yeah, my 10-year-old right now, it's kind of having a little bit of a revival the last few years. So my 10-year-old he's really into it right now. And I remember watching it. I watched this trailer with him, and he was just like, "What?" Like, you know, it. And to me, it's like it seems crazy they've never done this. It's like, you know, it's a live action movie, so it's like you guy walking down the street and there's a Psyduck walking beside him, you know, and it's like it's very realistic. And it's like, oh, that's to a kid, that's like the cool, you know, because all they see is this, you know, the anime versions are very fake. So like, just that piece of it, it'll make so much money.
It looked accessible, and of course they went and got the most bankable guy to play Pikachu.
Yeah, that whole part of it was like, well, I guess I see why they're doing that, because otherwise, you know, if they just do it like the show, you know, but so they made it. Yeah, it's Pikachu talks and he's Ryan Reynolds and whatever. But yeah, just the fact that it's a live action movie and you have, you know, what looks like realistic Pokemon walking down the street of the city is just, you know, kids will love that. So.
And it's been around long enough. We have like 2 or 3 generations of people who've watched it and grew up. So I can see adults who liked it as kids going to watch it.
It's, and like I said, again, worldwide, it will be huge. Okay, May 15th is a Wednesday. We have a Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon.
Nice.
Never watched any of this stuff. Do I need to read this? Are you interested?
I'm sure it's just another Aardman classic.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
About sheep.
May 17th, Friday, A Dog's Journey. Sound familiar?
Wow.
This might have been the movie that we saw the preview for. We made it.
What was the other one?
A Dog's Way Home.
Way Home.
Come on, Hollywood.
This time, a dog
also a dog's journey home.
Yeah. A dog
the incredible homeward dog
finds the meaning of his own existence through the lives of the humans he meets.
Starring Matthew McConaughey.
Dennis Quaid. Betty Gilpin. You said she'd be a star. Well, look at this vehicle she's a part of right here.
The other dog movie. Go Betty Gilpin.
Then we have a lot of Colon movies this year. John Wick, Chapter 3. Third installment. Keanu.
I've enjoyed the ones I've seen, so
they're fun.
Keep making them.
Yep.
Go Keanu.
I'm fine with it. Kill all them dogs. They keep walking home. keep John Wick fueled. Okay, we got May 24th, Ad Astra. I'm kind of interested in this one.
Oh, yeah.
It's astronaut Roy McBride played by Brad Pitt, travels to the outer edges of the solar system to find his missing father and unravel a mystery that threatens the survival of our planet. His journey will uncover secrets that challenge the nature of human existence and our place in the cosmos. It also has Tommy Lee Jones. And I forget who the child actor, or there's also a child or something involved.
I think Tommy Lee plays his dad.
Oh, okay. So I like sci-fi.
Or the cosmos, perhaps. He might just be the cosmos.
Not the kid, though.
I haven't seen a preview or anything, so I don't know.
Someone said it. I heard someone say it's kind of an interstellar vibe.
Yeah, I love Interstellar. I'm going to tell you right now. So if this is anything like it, I'm going to love it. And same weekend, Aladdin, we spoke of earlier, live action retelling.
Is he blue or not?
I think he's blue.
This is the controversy.
He's blue. I think he's blue, but not on the cover of Entertainment Weekly.
People were upset that he was not blue.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then after that, I'm not
nothing about that looked watchable. Let alone good. It didn't even look like I'd want to watch it.
No. It just... it might be okay. Like, it has to be better than I think it is.
It looked like a high school production of Aladdin. Like, the costumes just look so
That's what it's called, a high school production, Aladdin.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have Booksmart. Two academic superstars and best friends who, on the eve of their high school graduation, realized they should have worked less and played more. Determined not to fall short of their peers, the girls try to cram 4 years of fun into one night. Got a girl movie, I guess. Caitlin Dever, Billy Lord, Lisa Kudrow, Jason Sudeikis. Brightburn.
We're finally getting we've had generations of dude movies,
right? Yeah,
dudes, behaving badly. High school movies, keggers scoring chicks. Like, we're finally catching up.
Yeah,
with ladies.
Yeah, there was one last year. I'm going to talk about on my countdown. Yeah. A few weeks.
I'm glad Billy Lord's in something besides Star Wars.
Yeah,
that is Carrie Fisher's daughter,
yes.
right? Okay.
Okay, Brightburn. We all saw this trailer a few weeks ago. This is what if a child from another world crash landed on Earth, but instead of becoming a hero to mankind, he proved to be something far more sinister. Elizabeth Banks. This was the twist on Superman, basically. Did you see this trailer?
No, I did not. I never heard of it.
It's very Superman.
Sounds
bad.
Interesting.
Yeah, what you compared it to every aspiring writers.
Oh, see, I'm sure everyone's had that idea of
oh
my god, I just had a 20-minute conversation with a guy tonight. I was like, well, what if Superman landed and he started picking random countries and then extrapolating what would have happened? I was like, this is a good use of my time.
Yeah, what was it, Red Sun?
I could be recording this.
It's just I heard some podcast talking about that and saying how, this is such an original idea. I'm like, this is the least original idea. Like, this seems like...
Yeah, it's what if Superman landed and instead of the Kents, raising a good boy, they couldn't control him. And he realized, I have all this power, I could do whatever I wanted. Yeah, it was
might be
more of a horror movie, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely looks more like a horror
movie. But he looked, it was a farm, it was an older couple. I think he had heat vision. Like, it looked...
It was obviously supposed to be Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, we got... Whoa, sorry about that. Made a noise. Okay.
Gong.
Gong.
Just gong yourself.
That's the new sound. Okay.
Justin was probably listening to that in his car and his windows exploded.
It's good. It's cold out there. It's winter, Justin. I just want to remind you. Okay, Minecraft, the movie. Steve is the only person in the village that doesn't fit in, but one day while mining, ... Steve Carell as Steve.
Is that still
That's a stretch
thing?
Yes.
Is that still a big...
It's not as huge,
but for a while, it was all the kids were into. Now it's Fortnite. But
Fortnite's the thing. Took over, but it's still something. I don't think this will be huge, though. But I think Steve Carell might make it be bigger, but I don't know. See what he did for Welcome to Marwin?
Yeah, he should walk around at his Marwin doll in the Minecraft world.
This is more his speed. I could see him making this funny.
Does the movie does it look just like the game, or like what is it?
We're getting so far out.
Live action.
There's no.
What is that?
We're getting so far out. There's no previews.
I can't imagine watching the pixels for 2 hours. Like I'm sure they have to make it look a little different. I'm just interested.
Kids do. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's true.
May 31st, Godzilla: King of the Monsters. Now, we've seen a couple trailers for this, which whoever does those has just great taste in music. Like they have made them interesting to me just because of the music.
Now, is this the same? Is this like the shared universe with like the Kong Skull Island?
I believe so.
Movie or whatever, because they
yeah.
try to kind of create a
Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah. They must free the other monsters.
Mothra, Rodin, King Ghidorah,
Kaiju.
That's a nerdy thing. Nerds are supposed to love Godzilla, but I never was a real.
I know some folks that love Kaiju. It was never my thing, but
not me either. But
so it looked like a good Godzilla movie, but just not at my.
I'm not going to rush.
I saw
to
the
theater
previous
to see
Godzilla movie, and it wasn't great, but wasn't bad. I expect this will be about the same level. Then we had Rocket Man biopic, story of Elton John's life. From his years as a prodigy at the Royal Academy of Music through his influential and enduring musical partnership with Bernie Taupin. Taron Egerton playing Elton John and Jamie Bell.
I was hoping it was a remake of the Harlan Williams movie Rocket Man.
Yeah, it may be. I could have got that all wrong.
I struggle with those kind of musician bio. Even the what's the one that just came out, the Queen one. I'm just like, I like Freddie Mercury, but I literally in a post Walk Hard world, why are we still making these movies exactly the same? Like that movie should have ended all musician biopics forever.
Right? They showed you. They showed we're on to you people. We know the formula.
It's like they're all the same formula. It's the same beats.
It's like, no. What if you? I just imagine a crowd doing that. Oh, stop. Okay.
Fat bottom girls literally make the rock and roll go round.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Never forget.
June.
Not for Elton John.
June.
Donald Duck costumes.
June 7th. Flarsky. Fred Flarsky, an unemployed journalist battered by his own misfortune, endeavors to pursue his childhood crush and babysitter, who now happens to be one of the most powerful and unattainable women on the planet. Charlize Theron, Seth Rogen. I had not seen anything about this.
I'd read something about it, but
Secret Life of Pets 2 animated. I never saw the first one. Is it any good? Doesn't matter.
It's okay.
Nope.
Okay.
All this animation and no Disney's only live action
They quit.
series.
Yeah, they quit doing animation.
Disney
the only
animation.
interesting thing about Secret Life of Pets is the main character was voiced by Louis C.K. in the first one.
Oh, this one's Patton Oswalt.
So this one is Patton Oswalt. So they're like, kids won't notice it. So
X-Men : Dark Phoenix. It's a good name for a colon. Jean Grey begins to develop incredible powers that corrupt and turn her into a Dark Phoenix. Now the X-Men will have to decide if the life of a team member is worth more than all the people living in the world. Real Sophie's choice.
I just cannot get in. As someone who loves X-Men, I just can't get into the.
No, I can't
There's
wait.
too many of them. There's like 12 movies. I don't. They mess with like the timeline. Every movie they do. I've never been able to get into them.
I can't wait till Marvel gets a hold of these guys.
I think it needs to happen. Yeah. Like
I think this will be a total bomb at the box office just because people will be anticipating, Marvel and Disney.
Because it's not going to quote unquote matter, right? Whatever happens in this one,
they can blow it all up because it's going to be. They know it's going to be the last one. That's Sansa, right? And that's the one with Sansa.
Yeah. They're all going to be watching Flarsky. June 14th, Friday. Men in Black: International. The Men in Black have always protected the Earth from the scum of the universe. In this new adventure, they tackle their biggest threat to date: a mole in the Men in Black organization. Tessa Thompson, Chris Hemsworth, Rebecca Ferguson. Well, some are good.
I saw the trailer came out, but I didn't see it. Did the trailer make it look?
I did not see the trailer.
I saw it. It didn't do
But I like all three of them well enough.
Chris Hemsworth.
I mean, it looked on par with what the movies are supposed to be. It looked shiny. I like all the high tech gadgets and crazy aliens.
I'm foreseeing an updated version. I've decided. Okay, Shaft. John Shaft Jr.
Shut your mouth.
Exactly. A cybersecurity expert with a degree from MIT enlists his father's help, Samuel L. Jackson,
I knew it.
to uncover the truth behind his best friend's untimely death, also starring Richard Roundtree.
I saw about this. It has three generation of Shafts.
That's right. It's extremely shafty. That's the name of this episode.
Yep.
Okay.
Can't resist it.
Let's see. June 21st, Child's Play. With it's more Child's Play.
Why?
Only it's not by the guy that created Child's Play, and he's mad, and there's a whole big thing, and whatever.
So this is a full reboot from the beginning, right?
Yes.
Because they've just there's very recent Chucky movies.
Right. That's the guy. The recent ones are the guy that made it, made the original, and he's tried suing these people, that this is even happening. But this is Aubrey Plaza and Brian Tyree Henry. So, then we have Grudge. Sounds violent and horror-y. House Cursed. Ghost, violent, death. Betty Gilpin.
A remake of the remake of the Japanese
movie, right? Remake of remake. It's got Betty Gilpin. John Cho. Then we have you wanted Disney, you wanted animation. Pixar's Toy Story 4.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
You're kidding me. He said that? To your face?
To my face.
And then what happened?
So I get real close, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't care which Cabbage Patch you're from, kid. Give me back my Viewmaster before I knock the dimples off your face.
Oh!
Okay.
No, you didn't. You don't even care, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you are a I don't care bear. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Oh, Ducky.
Yeah.
You see the new movie trailer?
For what?
You ain't see it?
See what? What is it, buddy?
Ducky.
What?
They're making another Toy Story movie.
No! I thought those movies were done, dog. They made 3 movies.
They did make 3 movies. This is number 4.
Oh, shoot! Come on! I love the Toy Story, dog.
Toy Story is my jam.
What about Buzz Lightyear's, dog?
I am Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger.
And then Woody's like, you are a toy!
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Woody.
Do the flying thing he does. Do it.
To infinity and your mom.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's not right.
You sure?
No, that's not right.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
No, let me show you. To insanity and a blonde.
What do you even
That's how it goes.
saying?
No, that's how it goes.
To immunity and respond.
To indecency
To
and...
infrequently...
Hey, guys, you got it all wrong. It's to infinity and beyond.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
You can't go to infinity, dummy. It's impossible.
He over here talking about infinity.
You're gonna go beyond infinity.
You don't know nothing about science.
When a new toy called Forky joins Woody and the gang, a road trip alongside old and new friends reveals how big the world can be for a toy. New peeps in this: Patricia Arquette and Keanu Reeves.
Well, some have died off.
That's true.
So I'm excited.
I think the concern with this is, Toy Story 3 ended so perfectly. I think that some people are concerned, like, why go back to it again, or why do another one? But I trust Pixar to figure something out.
Yeah, when they announced this, immediately that was the immediate reaction. They were like, "Why?" And John Lasseter
said, "Why not?"
He came out
and then he gave you a hug.
He did. No. His Hawaiian shirt smelled like liquor. And never mind.
Welcome to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast.
No, he immediately addressed it, and he said, "I didn't, plan on doing another Toy Story movie, but the script was so good and it was so different of a story that we had to make it." So,
hey, we're all going to see this.
Yeah,
there's no doubt it's going to make a
John
bunch of money.
Lasseter story.
This is absolutely going to be in the top 10 money makers this coming year.
Have you ever seen Toy Story 3 yet? No. Get out of here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Who let him in here?
I don't know.
It's a good movie. Okay.
I'm going to wait till they do the live action remake.
Yeah. June 28th.
You're starting Colin Hanks.
Yeah. Ford versus Ferrari. James Mangold directing. Did Logan, Walk the Line, Copland. True story of the battle between Ford and Ferrari to win Le Mans in 1966. Matt Damon playing Carroll Shelby. Christian Bale, Ken Miles. John Barenthal as Lee Iacocca. I'm interested. I like me some car racing. I'll check it out. Like James Mangold. Something I'll say. This is a lady movie. So I don't want to leave the ladies out. Maybe you want to see there's another one of these females going on a trip. 2 female friends with very different ideals decide to start a beauty company together. One is more practical, while the other wants to earn her fortune and live a lavish lifestyle. Yeah, you got to be able to name one person in this. Come on, name somebody. Come on, no guesses.
Was it a comedy or a drama?
Comedy.
Oh, comedy. Amy Schumer.
No, but that would be a good guess.
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish. I knew you could come up with that.
She is in many
these movies. Yes. Rose Byrne, Selma Hayek, Tiffany Haddish. Okay, July 2019.
Well, did you say the title of that one?
Yeah, Limited Partners. Maybe I didn't. Okay.
Did not.
Then we have, this is the July 4th weekend we're going into. So on July 3rd, we will have Annabelle 3. Patrick Wilson, never saw any of these, not interested. Sorry, people that are interested. We're not interested. July 5th. Pretty excited for this. Spider-Man, Far From Home. Peter Parker and his friends go on a summer vacation to Europe, and there Peter finds himself trying to save his friends against a villain known as Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. Tom Holland, again, as Spider-Man, Zendaya, etc. I loved Homecoming. I'm hoping to love this too.
There are a lot of good Mysterio stories when it comes to Spider-Man comics.
He has a cult following. There are people who love Mysterio.
It seems kind of an odd villain choice, to be frank.
And then there's people who've wanted a Mysterio movie because his powers would be very cinematic. You could do a lot of interesting things with the hypnosis, or he does special effects and trickery and masks and.
All right, I'm skipping this.
Fish bowls.
Okay, skipping to Stuber. This looks... I haven't... Obviously, no preview yet or anything, but it sounds maybe something. Stuber. A mild-mannered Uber driver named Stu picks up a grizzled detective who was hot on the trail of a sadistic, bloodthirsty terrorist and finds himself thrust into a harrowing ordeal where he has to keep his wits, himself unharmed, and work with his passenger while maintaining his high-class rating.
Getting a Seth Rogen vibe.
No, better. No? That's why I think this one will actually be good. The grizzled detective is Dave Bautista, and the Uber driver is Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh.
So...
also
Betty Gilpin.
Yes.
And Rama from The Raid. So.
The Year of Gilpin.
That sounds like a movie somebody thought of while they were high.
Yeah. I remember that when they were filming this months ago, they would put a lot of pictures together out, and I'll definitely... I think that's going to be pretty big, honestly. Summer movie.
It's a good idea. I haven't seen before, so.
I would like to see...
Although we have, I guess, Die Hard 3. I guess we did see that already.
See what?
Die Hard 3.
With a vengeance.
He keep calling me Jesus.
Then we have July 19th, The Lion King, CGI reimagining of the 94 Disney classic. Rogan, Glover, Ejiofor. Again, whatever.
Yeah, it's a remake. I mean,
they had one. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
It's a live action remake,
but it
doesn't have any humans in it.
Yeah.
And it's 100% computer animated. Yeah. So it's a animated remake of an animated movie.
Stop asking questions.
Okay, guys, stop. This is a important one here, at least for me. July 26th. A fated TV actor and his stunt double embark on an odyssey to make a name for themselves in the film industry during the helter-skelter reign of terror in 1969 Los Angeles. Starring Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, Al Pacino, Timothy Olyphant, Damon Harriman, Scoot McNairy, James Marsden, Tim Roth, Emile Hirsch, Damian Lewis, Michael Madsen, Dakota Fanning, Clifton Collins Jr., Senior Archie, Bruce Dern, and Kurt $5 Bill Russell. Directed by Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I could not be more psyched for a movie. My favorite director and an all-star cast. I'm so excited. Anybody else looking forward to this?
I like all his movies.
Yeah.
And he's one of the few non-superhero directors that can get me out to the theater to see it on the big screen. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the last one, Hateful Eight. Went and saw that in 70 millimeter, and I hope they do something like that again with this. August. We're finally at August. Okay. Dora the Explorer. Live action.
Yeah, I've seen.
Only note I have is Benicio del Toro is Swiper.
I did see that.
Is she like computer animated?
No,
like the Battle Angel? Like have a human kid with giant Dora eyes?
Nope.
Okay. Moving on. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
No. I don't even know who Hobbs and Shaw are, but
it's The Rock and Jason Statham.
I've never seen a Fast and Furious.
Which one?
You're not missing anything.
Which one's which? We got to figure it out.
Okay, moving on. New Mutants, maybe, was supposed to come out last year.
Yeah, we'll see.
5 young mutants just discovering their abilities while held in a secret facility against their will fight to escape their past sins and save themselves. Anya Taylor-Joy, Maisie Williams. I don't know. I'm less excited about it after they pushed it and pushed it and pushed it.
I'd say the one thing about this that makes it look at least kind of interesting is like it's not just like a superhero origin movie like every other movie that comes out. It looks like they just made a horror movie, but with mutants. So I'm like, well, you did something different, I guess. It could be interesting.
That's what we said on this show last year.
Well,
exactly.
I wasn't invited last year, so
I bet you were. You had mayoral duties. That's right. Yes. It was a snowy time of year. Let's see. Artemis Fowl, August 9th. Now, what is that? I've heard that name.
It's a book, I think.
Okay.
Is it a young adult like series or whatever? Yeah.
Kind of fantasy book.
This is a Disney movie, isn't it?
I don't know. Directed by Kenneth Branagh.
Our world has never been in more danger. Human greed is what drove us underground all those years ago. To escape from your rapacious appetite. I warn you, boy. You are not prepared for the truth behind what you seek. Will believe. Artemis Fowl.
Artemis Fowl II, a young Irish criminal mastermind, kidnaps somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw some.
Looks like a young adult thing. I'd heard the name. I'd never read or heard.
There was some excitement online. I'm pretty sure I want to say it's a Disney movie, and nobody knew it was coming. They announced it maybe a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I have no idea what that is.
I worked in a bookstore after college, early 2000s, and this book was hot with that Harry Potter age kind of.
Yeah,
it was right along there with Harry Potter as far as sales. So.
Yeah, I want to buzz through some here. We have an Angry Birds movie sequel. We got something called Boss Level. Retired Special Forces officer trapped in a never-ending time loop on the day of his death with Mel Gibson and Naomi Watts. We got Good Boys. A group of young boys on the cusp of becoming teenagers embark on an epic quest to fix a broken toy with Jacob Tremblay. And we have Playmobil: the movie. Animated feature film inspired by the Playmobil brand toys.
Oh my lord!
Anya Taylor-Joy and Daniel Radcliffe voicing. Moving on, August 23rd, Angel Has Fallen. Is this a sequel to like London Has Fallen and Olympia Has Fallen? These kind of things because it has Gerard Butler.
Oh.
He's framed for assassinating the president and something. Moving
again?
Yep.
And then Liam Neeson pulls up on a snowplow.
But he's framed for assassinating the president?
It's Mr.
Even though he's saved the president from being assassinated at least 2 previous times?
Sounds like you're skeptical. Okay. There's some inspiring crap I have written here called Overcomer. And now we're in September. Here's the one we're looking forward to. At least I am. And Justin is. September 6th, Friday. It, Chapter 2. Directed by Andy Machete. 27 years later, the Losers Club have grown up and moved away until a devastating phone call brings them back. Jessica Chastain, Bill Skarsgård, James McAvoy, Bill Hader, and the kids, too, are all back for this. I hope they don't have too... I mean, I'm glad they're all back, but that seems like a lot of people. But I really liked the first one.
Yeah, I did, too.
And so I'm hoping this caps it off. They were able to cast.
It was a
some
pretty
good people.
gutsy move, though, only doing half the story and not knowing if it was going to be a
no
big
guarantee.
Hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. Okay, September 13th, Spies in Disguise animated. I keep seeing posters for that. It's like a 60s style animated thing. World's Best Spies turned in. Who cares? It's nobody. Will Smith's in it. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And we have September 20th, Downton Abbey movie. Yes. I'm a big Downton Abbey fan. It sounds like you are too, Coach.
Oh yeah.
So, plot unknown, but they had a little teaser preview a couple weeks ago, and got my blood pumping for some old costume drama.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys can go see that with my wife. I'll be.
There will be a lot of wives there.
Oh yeah.
All the wives, none of the praying. We got The Kitchen. The wives of New York gangsters in Hell's Kitchen in the 1970s continue to operate their husbands' rackets after they're locked up in prison. Who's in it, Jordan?
It's based on a Vertigo comic book.
Who's starring?
I just read
Tiffany
about this
Haddish.
one.
Yes, and you can name the whole cast.
I know.
The Rock.
It's got names you like to say.
Carla Gugino?
No.
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy and another
Amy
name.
Schumer.
No, think of a guy.
A guy.
What's a guy's name you like to say?
Liam Neeson.
No, Donald Gleason.
Donald Gleason.
Okay. So, as you like to say, once you hear it's got Melissa McCarthy, you know what you're getting. All right.
Yeah.
Except she did have a serious movie this past year.
Actually, we just watched one of her movies on HBO the other night. It wasn't.
What was it?
Life of the Party?
Well, that was the one we said last year was the remake of
that's when she goes
Back
to
college.
School.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
She's made worse, I guess.
Okay.
Low bar.
I believe when we said that, when Michael said the Michael K. Easton story, Life of the Party. And we all chuckled.
Oh, cut this out. September 27th, Friday. This pertains to you guys. Animated movie, Abominable. A magical Yeti must return to his family. It's got Chloe Bennett in it. I don't know who is.
Another all ages Bigfoot story hitting the big time.
Exactly. You guys haven't heard. These guys wrote a comic book. If you like that, you'll like this. Okay.
Zeitgeist is there for.
It's there. Everybody's interested. A dog named Enzo recalls the life lessons he learned from his race car driving owner, Kevin Costner. Milo Venta something, and it's called the Art of
Ventimiglia.
I'd like to leave those names to our Italian pronouncer over here. The Art of Racing in the Rain. I just want to bring it up because it was another dog movie. Then we have The Hunt. I don't know why I'm saying it. There's no details.
Great.
Sounds great.
Judy. Biopic, I believe. A legendary performer, Judy Garland, arrives in London in the winter of 1968 to perform a series of sold-out concerts. Renee Zellweger playing Judy Garland. October. We're all the way to October. Don't tell me I haven't been going fast. I don't want to hear you complain next year that I did not try to buzz through this list. October 4th, Gemini Man. An over-the-hill hitman faces off against a younger clone of himself.
Oh, yeah, I heard
Will Smith, Mary Elizabeth Winstead,
Oh, that was
Clive Owen.
the Ang Lee movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it sounds silly, but...
Could be good.
Yeah.
Could be good.
Yeah.
I like those kind of sci-fi concepts.
And we have Joker. A failed stand-up comedian is driven insane and becomes a psychopathic murderer. With Joaquin Phoenix this time. Robert De Niro, Zazie Beetz, Shea Whigham, Mark Maron. What is this movie?
Why are you putting question marks on all this?
I know. I don't.
All three of us just made the same face and noise when you said Joker. We all three went.
Yeah.
What is it? And why is it?
Yeah.
That's why.
And also, how is it?
Yeah. No,
but mostly why.
Now you're quoting Infinity War. I don't know, but I like Joaquin Phoenix, so I'll watch it. It could be a total fail, though. I'm skipping this one. Look what happened. Okay, October 11th, The Addams Family animated version. Chloe Grace Moretz, Charlize Theron, Oscar Isaac. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Nickelodeon series film.
What?
The Goldfinch. Something. Not interested. Zombieland 2. Okay, people will go see this. Columbus, Tallahassee, Wichita, and Little Rock move to the American heartland as they face off against evolved zombies, fellow survivors, and the growing pains of the snarky makeshift family. Zoe Deutsch also. Abigail Breslin returns. All the people return.
I feel like it's been many years since that first one came out.
Really has. Really has.
I saw Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd have been confirmed for that movie.
That's neat.
So, okay.
I mean, I liked the first one when I saw it, but
yeah.
I'm not really.
Hopefully, they kind of update
excited,
this one a little bit. You know,
there's been so much zombie stuff since then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then
again, that was kind of on the leading edge of a lot of that stuff, and now it's almost kind of.
Yeah. Then again, I keep seeing zombie stuff that tries different things and is good. Like Train to Busan was amazing and things like that. So there is stuff out there. October 18th, some Blumhouse horror movie. Then we have, this will be pretty big, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Tom Hanks portrays Mr. Rogers in a true story of real life Fred Rogers and journalist Tom Janud, played by Matthew Reese, I believe. I think this is the guy from The Americans. After this jaded magazine writer is assigned a profile of Fred Rogers, he overcomes his skepticism, learns about empathy, kindness, and decency from America's most beloved neighbor. It's a true story. I remember hearing about this guy. He had to go do the story about Fred Rogers and was not into the hype. And he totally got his mind changed, I guess. So, okay, we got some Arctic stuff going on. November 1st. Animated movie Arctic Justice. Swifty the Arctic Fox works in the mailroom, yada yada. There's Otto von Walrus, a blubbery evil. Jeremy Renner, James Franco, Cliff.
Oh,
John Cleese.
God, I hope he's the fox.
John Cleese. I don't know. John Cleese is Otto von Walrus. Okay, then we have Charlie's Angels, reboot of the 2000 action comedy based on the reboot of the 1970s TV series. This time we have Naomi Scott, Elizabeth Banks, Kristen Stewart, and as Bosley, Patrick Stewart. I don't know. Then we're getting another Terminator movie. No title yet, but later this year supposedly.
Now this is the one, if I'm not mistaken, is like James Cameron is. If I read about, like, he's very involved with it.
Okay.
Linda Hamilton's supposed to be in it.
Arnold's in it. Mackenzie Davis.
And I think they're basically saying, like, they're forgetting everything after T2 and, like, going back to...
There was something else recently that did... Well, they did that with Halloween. They skipped all the other ones in this.
I'm ahead of the game. I already forgot about everything after T2.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a good way to do it. Just pick up at the end of T2.
I've never liked... I don't think I've seen half the sequels and stuff, but Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 are, like, the two greatest action movies ever made. So, I'm... Yeah, do something good with it, and I'm
sure we'll check it out. Let's see. We got November 8th, Midway, the story of the Battle of Midway, told by the leaders and the soldiers who fought it. Patrick Wilson apparently fought it along with Woody Harrelson, Mandy Moore, and Dennis Quaid. Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog animated movie. I gotta read the plot. Cop in rural town of Green Hills will help Sonic escape from the government who's looking to capture him. Good luck. That guy is fast. Jim Carrey as Dr. Ivo Robotnik. Ben Schwartz as Sonic. November 15th. getting near Thanksgiving now. We got The Good Liar. Not interested. Nobody. Kingsman 3 coming out. I'm sure there'll eventually be a colon and some more to that title. Plot unknown. Last Christmas, something with Emma Thompson, Emilia Clarke. Holiday Romance in London. Margie Claus. Guess who's in it?
Oh, I know. I saw this one.
Melissa McCarthy.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, when Santa goes,
nobody else.
When Santa goes missing,
It could be Margie Claus.
It's up to his wife Margie to save Christmas.
It'd be Goalie Home.
Okay, November 22nd, Frozen 2 animated.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this coming out.
Then we have this. Okay, this is another one I'm really excited about. This is Thanksgiving weekend. Plot unknown, described as a modern murder mystery in a classic whodunit style, with Ana de Armas, Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Christopher Plummer, Toni Collette, Lakeith Stanfield, Don Johnson, Ricky Lindholm. All-star cast again. Directed by Ryan Johnson. Knives Out is the name of it. They just finished filming a month or so ago. I'm super excited about this movie. So.
And Ryan Johnson is the director of...
He did Brick, Looper, The Last Jedi.
Star Wars.
Yeah, 3 big ones he did. Okay, then we got... So, really looking forward to that. Queen and Slim, something, couple's first date, something with Daniel Kaluuya. December, all the way to December, guys. Jumanji : something sequel. The plot is under wraps, it says. I'd have to find some fancy way to get these people back in the Jumanji world. Then we have...
They didn't want...
I never saw that.
They totally missed on Zathura.
That's true. They should have done this Zathura. But I heard that was pretty good. It was a funny enough movie. You know, I haven't seen it yet. The Jumanji thing from last year. Then we have December 18th, Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Most powerful man in the universe goes against the evil Skeletor to save the planet Eternia and protect the secrets of Castle Grayskull. No cast, but December 18th, Wednesday.
How about that?
He's like skeptical. He thinks I made that up.
Do you believe that? Do you think it'll really get made?
It's on the schedule.
Unimpeachable.
Why make it when Masters of the Universe from 1984 was perfect?
Because Dolph
87, thank you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
87.
I didn't know.
Oh my gosh, you forgot who you were talking
Maybe
about.
they'll make it on Eternia this time and not Earth.
Right.
As long as there's a magical keytar, I'm involved.
And Wildor.
Apparently they're doing...
I think get Courtney Cox for that.
Apparently they're doing a Cats, the musical movie. That's all I'm going to say about it. But that's going to be a big thing next Christmas. I'm sorry that it's happening. Because we'll all be watching Star Wars, Episode 9, the conclusion of the Star Wars sequel trilogy. It didn't even feel like Christmas this year, guys.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
After The Last Jedi euphoria I lived the year before, I'm just really been looking forward to 2019, let me tell you. So I know I got that coming at the end of the year. So
what's the date on that?
It says Christmas Day.
Okay.
So Last Jedi
I take that back. I take it the 20th. Friday the 20th.
That came out 2 years ago, Last Jedi did?
Yes.
Yeah.
People are still mad about it.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
People are still...
I don't care what those people think. We're excited and loved it. So
I love the new Star Wars movie.
One of my friends today posted something on Facebook, and his friend beneath commented, "Well, if it's anything like Episode 8," and he just wrote a paragraph about everything he thought was on a completely unrelated post. It's like, well, I liked it.
Okay. Anyway, I thought it was great. Sorry, so that is like the weekend before Christmas, and then I can't wait to watch it 3 or 4 times. Okay. Then on Christmas Day, we get...
And this is JJ back directing.
Yes,
correct.
JJ
and Lando. We know Lando's going to be in it. I feel bad for Lando. I know what happened to the other people.
Bad for Lando. 1917. Something It's set during World War One. We don't know anything yet. Long way off. Then we have an animated Call of the Wild with Dan Stevens, Karen Gillan, Harrison Ford, based on the book. We have another big movie coming out at Christmas next year, directed by Greta Gerwig, will be Little Women. Saoirse Ronan, Emma Watson, Timothy Chalamet, Meryl Streep, Laura Dern, Bob Odenkirk even.
Cersei. I like Cersei.
Saoirse Ronan. Something called Superintelligence. Carol Peters' life is turned upside down when she's selected for observation by the world's first superintelligence. A form of artificial intelligence that may or may not take over the world. Guess who's in it?
Melissa McCarthy.
Bingo. Ding, ding, ding.
Really?
Yes.
It's her year.
And now we're done, really. Except, those are theater movies. And I'm not doing a list or anything of all the stuff that's going to come out on streaming services and such.
Oh yeah, we'd be here all night.
I mean, there's the Irishman, Martin Scorsese that's been going to come out with Pesci and De Niro and Pacino, I think so is too. But anyway, there's going to be all kinds of stuff. So this is we're just giving you the broad slate of theater releases. Mm-hmm. And now let's just get right to it. I want to know, you guys look at what you jotted down.
I didn't write anything down.
Okay. You know what you got. But I want to know what your most anticipated movie is for this year and what you think will be your number one movie of the ones you know for this year. Well, does anybody want to go first?
Well, there are 12 movies next year based on comic books.
Okay.
And Brightburn kind of based on comic books, so that was 13.
I'll allow it.
Captain Marvel, Shazam, Hellboy, Avengers Endgame, Detective Pikachu, based on manga.
Oh my god.
X-Men Dark Phoenix, Men in Black, originally a black and white comic in the 80s. Spider-Man Far From Home, New Mutants, The Kitchen, a Vertigo book, Joker, and Kingsman 3 from Image. So
yes,
12.
Those were all comic books. People.
One a month. You got basically one a month comic book movie to choose from. Not all superhero movies. And I count 6 I will definitely see in the theater. So I got to narrow down these 6 for what would be my top.
6. Last year was 8. You said you're going to go less this year.
There's a couple. It's like Joker. If all the buzz is positive, yeah. If all the buzz is negative, maybe I'll wait on it. So, but we got
to talk about it on the podcast. Guys, Jordan may not even watch it. I don't believe it for a second. Yeah, so what are you thinking? What are you looking forward to the most?
Star Wars. Just gonna say it. It's Star Wars. Absolutely.
Yeah,
nothing compares.
I don't know how I cannot say Avengers Endgame because
it's real easy. Just say Star Wars.
How can you not anticipate? A decade worth. We said this last year. We anticipated, and this is basically the last one in this. But man, I just had that, and I haven't had me some Star Wars for a
decade of Star Wars versus a decade of Marvel versus a lifetime of Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's I mean, I'm sure Endgame will be great, and I'll go see it. But
I'm just going to tell you, I agree with you. I would say I probably anticipate the Star Wars movie the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you of this list, there's going to be movies that come out I don't know about, but of this list, I say the thing that has the highest probability of being my favorite movie of the year is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love Quentin Tarantino movies, and it looks like a home run.
Is your list looking different? Thinking family friendly ones?
I marked a few just kind of shout out for my kids. A few that I know they're looking forward to this year. Lego Movie 2, Shaun the Sheep, Frozen 2, Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yeah, your girls are Frozen crazy.
And Spider-Man would be the ones probably my kids are most excited about. And I'll shout out Downton Abbey. That's probably my wife's number one movie for the year. So shout out for the family.
I forgot.
I think I got to go with Avengers for my most anticipated movie. Star Wars, I'm psyched about it, and I love Last Jedi too. I felt myself, and I liked Solo too, but how after Solo came out, the whole conversation was like, it's too much Star Wars. People are sick of Star Wars now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's crazy. But like, Last Jedi is on Netflix, and every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, I need to watch that again. And yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Am I Star Wars now? I'm like, I'm having like an existential crisis that maybe have I watched too much Star Wars? So it's up there, but it's just
we're
not
spoiled.
I guess maybe that's what it is. So yeah, I think Avengers Endgame is my big one for the year.
What do you
Once
think?
Upon a Time in Hollywood is probably will be the best movie of the year.
Right.
I think. It's Tarantino. Everything he does is great.
Yeah. Longevity, rewatchability.
Yep.
That cast is sick.
I think my when it's all said and done, I might just say Toy Story 4 might be my favorite.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like I said, if there was a reason to bring it back, it's got to be a good story.
Right.
So it's not just a continuation.
We all saw Forky.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Cliff's going to have shirts. He's going to have merchandise.
That's right.
Man.
This year's porgs are Forky.
A lot of forking.
You know, it's real interesting because I'm starting to... Here we are in January, and we're talking about a movie coming out in December. But I have a Walt Disney World vacation booked for the beginning of December. And with the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge,
that your head is going to blow up.
And then the movie coming out just a few days later, I'm going to go bananas.
Oh, we're not going to be able to put up with them. Yeah. Let's come up with Jordan.
Of the 6 I'm going to see in theaters for sure. So number 6 would be Shazam. That'll be a big budget.
He's already ranking them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is my excitement level.
Yeah,
excitement
right.
level.
I got you.
So yeah, Shazam. It's the level of I'll definitely see it, but it's not my top. 5 would be Captain Marvel. I'm sure. I think it's going to be great, but we've had so many Marvel movies. It's not super, special at this point.
Right.
4, Spider-Man for the same reason. I'm sure it's going to be great. But, we've seen a lot of Spider-Man already, so I'm not that excited. 3 would be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Any new Tarantino movies, an event. 2 would be Star Wars. Because I think by the time December gets here, we're going to start seeing the trailers and the commercials, and the excitement will build. We'll get there. I'm not there right this second, but I'm anticipating I'll be hyped for it. Especially... the people in this room loved Last Jedi. We were not part of the group that hated it and wanted to boycott and petition them to change it. So for people especially people who loved Last Jedi, I think it's going to be all the more excitement.
Yeah.
And number 1 has got to be Avengers. That's it. This pays off.
If there is one, this is
stuff.
it. Yeah. Like I said, when I was putting this together, and for the last few months, I've been thinking next year is the year. Next year is the year we get a lot of great stuff that we want. So if we can just live through this year. Everybody hang in there. Everybody keep your heads down. So let's wrap it up. Let's not, we hope if you were new listeners, that if this was your first episode, I hope you got a vibe for the kind of things we like, because that's the kind of stuff we will talk about, that in pop culture. Superhero-y things, fill quite a space in our slate, but we also like all kinds of stuff. We each have different tastes.
So thank you for helping out this time, Jared.
Sure. Thanks for having me. Movies, yay.
Hope it's a wonderful 2019, everybody. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Jared. Seth. Bye forever.
Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com.
I love that we never have a plan. I love it. I don't ever want to have a plan for that.
You didn't do a title.
Oh yeah, it'll be on there. Extremely Shafty or whatever.
The only thing I wrote down which made me laugh is it's too long for a title, but you said it earlier, made me laugh. You said if everything is good, it will be great. Talk about movies.
That's a good.
If everything is good,
That's a Michael K.
That should be on the marquee somewhere.
Motto. Michael would post that on Facebook with like a guy walking up steps.
I have always said somebody should be following me around writing just That's hilarious. Yeah, I'll work on that.
Yeah.
These will be the episodes people listen
We're
to.
gonna workshop it. We're gonna work there.
The people at Clutch MOV, like these will be our submitted for your
Yeah.
approval episodes. That people, if they're going to listen to one, they will tune into these most recently.
Oh man,
Like
they're
Sweet
gonna
Sweet.
get
Bring in the guest star for Sweet Sweet.
they're gonna get a real treat later. They'll be like, "What are we listening to?" I mean, this is the most ridiculous thing out of the blue.
Nope.